friends, your favorite besties are back for another episode of No Ma'am. I'm Will, and I'm joined by my podcast co-host in Chaos,
Joanny. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of No Ma'am.
All right, so friends, today we are back recapping Drag Race España Season 5, Episodes 6 and 7. Episode 6 was the rusical, and Episode 7 was the improv challenge. I enjoyed Episode 7 more than I enjoyed Episode 6. I have some thoughts on the rusical, but I'll let you go first.
I think the rusical was cute. Honestly, I think it's like leagues ahead of other franchises rusicals. I'm looking at like Drag Race UK. Was it the best rusical we've gotten from España? No. But I still think it was solid. I think there were some cute moments. The performances, I think, were all solid. I don't think there was any truly like bad performance. For me, the standout though was definitely Satin. She stayed in character the whole way through. She was very funny, very comedic. I love her character.
Agreed. I thought her character was really funny in terms of like well thought out. The pace of it, I think it was acted really well. Then I have to give Nick's credit, but I liked Nick's makeup over Nick's acting. And to me, I think those two were the ones that like stood out the most. But can I say Margarita? But like, only because she had a lot of words and she was in majority of the scene, so by default we had to like her, because if not she would have made the whole entire musical like shit if she wasn't good.
Yeah, and like I don't think any of them were truly bad. The writing of the rusical was the best. Like, the idea of like what was it? I don't even know if there was like an actual plot. Was there? Like it was just basically like I'm the mother and like here are my daughters, like date them or something. I don't know if there was an actual plot.
There was a plot. The plot was that the daughters are dating the same man.
See, but I don't think it was that obvious. Like, I don't know. Rusical writing wasn't the best, but I think the girls did the best with what they had.
Yes, that part. But the plot was, it is at the father's funeral. They're all coming together, and they're realizing that the three daughters, so Margarita's three daughters, were all dating the same man.
Yeah, that I got. But wasn't there four daughters? Like, wasn't the joke that they kept forgetting Daphne?
No, Daphne was the one that was married to the guy.
But wasn't she one of the daughters too?
She was one of the daughters. So was... No, it's four daughters.
Yeah, but one that kept getting forgotten.
Was it Daphne?
Yeah, I think it was Daphne. That like it was like the three daughters like had their little moment, and then she came up, and then they like cut away. They're like, forget her.
Is it? I thought it was more like Denibula, because she's the one that's supposed to be like demure and like and oh my god, like she was emotional, kind of, right? Like distraught.
She was like the odd sister, yes. But yes. I think Daphne was like the forgotten one, or like the extracized. Was that the right word?
Ostracized.
That one. Yeah. See, he's my dictionary. He's my translator.
I'm like, because exercise is exorcism. I'm like, I don't think she was exercised. It wasn't demonic. But in all, like, we literally just got finished recapping something that was horror related, so that's probably why. But yeah. Okay. And then you had Ferran, which maybe Ferran was the one that was forgotten, because I didn't notice Ferran at all.
I don't think that was the intention.
Oh, maybe I don't think so. Like, I don't know. I was not getting Ferran in the whole entire thing. And then where does the grandma come from? She was in a home apparently, and now she's out of the home, and she came and she's like crazy.
I don't know, but I lived for the grandma.
Everyone did. I think it was really funny.
I know.
And then the maid is in on all the secrets. Which makes sense, because the maid knows all the secrets.
Yeah, in any household, the only one who can ever take them down is going to be the maid.
But also in those, like, novellas, it's always, like, the maid is always the ones that knows all of the secrets. For some reason, I don't know why, like, they love doing that.
Because they see everything. They're literally in the house. And because these rich white people don't even see them as people, so they just do whatever they want in front of them.
You know what? You have that's a really good, like, take on that. I think we need to table that and make an episode about it, because I think it's a really great, like, topic of discussion. In more ways than one. I think it's a really great topic of discussion. I think we can actually have a really great discussion about. But shall we get into episode 6, the looks?
Yes.
All right, so who do we have first?
So up first, we have Daniela Murnau. What'd you think of this look?
I gave it a yes, ma'am. I thought it was really great. The reason why I didn't give it an over is because I was confused with the prompt blood wedding.
I don't. Was it blood wedding? I thought it was just wedding.
Mm-mm. It's sangre
Okay.
in there.
I mean, for me, this was a meh. I think this is the worst look that the Nebula put out, and unfortunately, I think it's unfortunate because this is her last look. Um, it's just a tattered wedding dress. I don't think there's anything that one screams the Nebula to me, or just honestly is. I don't. I just don't think it's very creative or out of the box as the Nebula usually is, which is upsetting because she usually serves wonderful runways.
Agreed. I also don't think this is rust. Like she said it was a rusted wedding dress, but I don't get rust from this. I, I see what she was trying to go though, because I know that she can take us to some really great places, but I just think this one missed the mark. But it still got a yes, ma'am, because I still enjoy the look as a whole. It's just it's not as creative as she used to be.
Yeah, I think we've been spoiled by her up until this point.
Very much. Okay.
Okay,
So
so next up we have Alexandra del Raval. What were your thoughts?
I also give this a yes, ma'am. I like this one. I thought this was more on the theme of blood wedding. I see this being a little like maybe because of the red. I really enjoyed it. Again, her body looks great, but I really like the looks from her that does not rely on the titties.
I agree with you on that part. I think I get it. The titties is her whole aesthetic. I think she has looked somewhere like the best when she doesn't wear them though. This look overall, I think the soft ma'am. I think from like the thighs up, I really enjoy. I love the color, the fabric. I really don't like that lower like portion of that dress with those feathers kind of like scattered around. I don't know why, but just I know that like I've seen a lot of outfits with that like same technique, and I hate it every single time. I don't know what it is about it. I just don't like it. With like those little feathers just scattered around here and there, I hate it.
Okay. Well, now that you said it, now I feel like I need to change my rating
Oh,
to like a soft man because now I just all I see is the feathers on the bottom.
yeah, that's the first thing I noticed.
Yeah, now it's a soft man. Fuck you.
Ooh. All right. So next up, we have Satin Greco in this beautiful look. What are your thoughts?
This is the soft man. I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. I don't understand where the moon comes from. I'm confused.
I feel you on that part. For me, it's a yes, man, but because I think it's a beautiful look. I think she looks great. I love the makeup that she went with this kind of like sorrow look on her face. I think it looked great. It's beautifully made. The only issue with it is I don't know if it necessarily screams wedding at all to me.
No, I don't get it. And it may actually be like we may just be missing the references. I think this references something like from Spain. I honestly think so because the judges was living for this look and they really enjoyed it and thought that she looked amazing, which granted she does. But at the same time, it's like I feel like I'm missing something. Maybe blood wedding does not necessarily mean that it has to be blood.
Yeah, I don't remember what the exact words they used were to describe the runway. Because you know the
It's some
translation isn't always the best.
true. It's something bodas de sangre, I think.
Why do I not remember them saying that part? I remember wedding. I don't remember the blood part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all
Because
right.
I was like, oh, blood wedding. But then I'm like, this may just be me just doing a literal translation of this. And so I'm like, maybe I'm thinking that it could actually be something different. So
Yeah, it might also
we
just be
shall
like a
see.
reference we don't understand too. Like
Right.
the literal translation, yes, could have been blood wedding, but maybe it means something else to them.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, next up we have Margarita Califata. What are your thoughts?
This is a yes, ma'am. I really enjoy this dress on her. I think she looks really great. It's something about that mermaid tail on the bottom. I'd like. And I'm not a sucker for like a high low. I hate a high low, but I think this works. I see enough foot. And it's the right pump for me, in my opinion. So if she didn't have the correct pump, I would have been like, Margarita, what the fuck are you doing? But I liked it. I like the collar piece. I think the collar piece is really pretty. I think she has the right like hairstyle for this, and I think her makeup is soft enough for the look without actually being a little harsh. Because you know sometimes Margarita can be a little harsh on her looks.
True. I gave this a yes, ma'am. I think there was way she could have elevated this, or there's things about it that I wasn't too pleased with. Starting with like that mermaid portion at the bottom, just that top part over like that sew-in. I think that was just a little bit too long. Had she shortened that, I think it would have been a little bit better. That's just me being nitpicky, and I don't like the way her titties are sitting. I don't know. I think they're too close. It's just kind of weird. But again, that's just me being a little nitpicky. And also the length of the sleeves, just like literally like a centimeter longer would have been perfect.
I feel you on the sleeves. I think it's really funny that you said her titties is too close.
They are like, it's kind of weird. Like it's, I
In my
don't
head, I
know.
was like, at first I was like, she can't help her titties being close. And I was like, well, she doesn't have titties, so yes, she can.
Yeah, she can. Those are not her real titties. Like,
I was
but
like,
it
I
also
was like,
might.
she can't run it.
I think it might have been because of the outfit, because of like that fabric, like the collar, whatever you want to call it. Like maybe it was like pushing them together, and that's why they look like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't like when they sit that close together.
In my head, I
Give some
was like, wait, she
separation.
can't help that. I was like, she can't help her titties being that close. And I was like, but she can.
Those aren't her
Like, she
titties, bro.
can. Those not her titties. But, okay.
All right. So next up we have La Caudilla. What'd you think?
No, ma'am. I don't like this at all. This dress is so droopy. It is so ill-fitting. And I don't like it. I don't like none of it. And I am a fan of Laca Ubia. But this is not my fave.
I gave this a meh. I am absolutely with you on the whole like fit of it. Like it's ill fitting. I don't necessarily mind the drooping, but I think it could have been executed a little bit better. I think it went a little too far with the drooping, that it looks like it's like melting off of her, and I don't mean that in a good way. What I do enjoy about this is like the makeup, the wig, and all the stoning that went into it. But that's just about it.
Yeah. You know, the more that I see her on my screen, the more I'm like, she's becoming one of my like new faves. Like I
I
really
know
enjoy.
you love La Caudilla. You love that little fascist faggot.
I do. I really do. And I didn't think I was going to enjoy her as much as I am enjoying her on this season, but like I'm invested.
Yeah, I mean, I like her. I just wish she was more consistent with her performance. That's it.
Same, same. You know, it's because she's like on the verge of being alternative, but she's not like 100% alternative.
Yeah, and I think that's fine. It's just sometimes her executions aren't the best. I think this is like a clear example of that. And I don't know. I think maybe she's in her head a little too much sometimes, where it doesn't allow her to perform to her best ability.
True. Oh, you know what in my opinion, what I've noticed is I don't think she knows where her aesthetic fits.
I can see that.
Like a part of her knows where like who she is as a drag queen. I'm not saying that she doesn't know who her persona is, but sometimes I don't think she understands where her aesthetic fits in the look. Because this
Hmm.
is a prime example of right where this could work, but it just needed to be form fitting. The fact that it's not form fitting, it takes me out, right? Because now the chest hair goes against the look.
See, but I don't mind that.
Hmm.
Like I don't like I kind of like the contrast. Or I don't know if I necessarily like it, but I don't mind the contrast. I think it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest issue was with this was just more of the fit.
Yeah, the dress is following her.
Next up we have Nyx. What'd you think?
Ova. And I think this might have been my first Ova for Nyx. And the reason why is because for some reason, my literal translation for blood wedding, like this translated to me blood wedding.
I don't know. I I don't see wedding. Like this dress doesn't and if it is wedding, like it's bridesmaid, not like bride. I don't like the few petals on her head. Like if you're gonna go like floral, like go full out. Um, I just don't think it's the execution. For me, it's a no, ma'am. No, actually, no. It's a meh because I do love the burnt aspect of this. That I think is really interesting. But it's not giving me like bride.
I really enjoyed it. It doesn't necessarily mean that she has to be bride though. A wedding could be a wedding. She could just be a guest at the wedding.
That is
She doesn't
true.
have to. She doesn't have to be the
But
bride. But that's not. I'm not trying to sway your opinion
yeah,
of it. I'm like because I didn't think she was a bride. I just thought that she was in the wedding. I just like I never said that she was a bride, and she's not getting married.
I
You're
mean,
not getting married in this dress.
she could have been like the what's it called, like a flower girl. That see, if that was the idea, that changes it a little bit, but not by a lot.
Flower girl. She can be the maid of honor. She can be a bridesmaid. She could be a guest at the wedding. She could be just in the wedding party. I thought blood wedding my literal translation of the concept, I thought she met the mark.
I still give it a me.
I tried. Okay.
Um, Next up we have Daphne, and I have thoughts about this, so I'm gonna let you go first.
This is a no, ma'am. I don't like it at all, and I don't know why I'm disappointed. This runway, these queens normally give us some really great looks, Daphne especially, and she gave me this, and I was just like, why is she a bicycle?
I am over the motomami aesthetic that Rosalia started. Burn it, seal it, put it in a casket, bury it like 6 feet under. I am over that whole aesthetic. I don't think it should have been mixed in with the wedding theme because that makes no sense to me. I'm pretty sure it's not the same time, the first time Daphne has given us an outfit with this idea, but I just don't like this at all. This is the worst look Daphne has given us so far, which is very disappointed. So no, ma'am, for me. And you know what's crazy? It isn't even like a horrible look. I'm just over that whole idea.
I wasn't gagging.
I mean, I was from the smell.
Shout out to her. I totally forgot her name.
It was Raja, girl.
Yeah, I was about to say shout out to Asia O'Hara. Oh gosh, not me getting all the black girls mixed up. Child. Racism. It's a yes, ma'am. Again, I don't know. I think it's because my little translation of blood wedding, I saw this as a blood wedding, and I'm like, ooh. And it's a little bit. She's giving me vampire, and so I also took it that way too. But that's totally. She may not actually be a vampire or none of that. But I think it's from the face, the wig, the dress. Everything screams vampirism. And that's what I love.
This is a yes, ma'am, for me. It could have been an over had she maybe fitted the dress to her body a little bit better, because I think it just gets a little clunky, like around the waist area. Like I think it's just a little too wide, a little too much. But overall, it's a beautiful gown. I think she looks great. I love kind of the horror aspect of it in a way. But also, I love the hair. It reminds me of her. That's that model's name, like Daphne something. I forgot her name. She's like an older model, but like that's what it gives me. And I think she looks great. I think this is one of the best looks she's given us so far.
Why did I think you're talking about like Daphne Guinness?
Yes, her. Yes.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yes. Yes. Very much.
Yes. Okay, so we find out that Nyx is the winner, which I think should have been Satin, but that's just me because, you know, I'm a Satin stand the house down. And then we find out that the bottom two this week are Denebola and Alexandra. What do you think of the lip sync?
I thought the lip sync was good. I just felt really bad for Denebola because Alexandra literally bulldozed her. And I was like, poor thing.
Yeah, no, that was we watched an execution live, girl. She ate that up. I think we really got to see a different side of Alexandra, and we really got to see her open up it. And you know, she's always talking about like, oh, I work 6 nights a week and blah 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 or whatever. I think this is that Alexandra that we're seeing. Like, this is her showing us what she's talking about whenever she brings that up.
Yeah. I also didn't like, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not a fan, and we can get into this in the next episode because we see it in the next episode, but I was not a fan of her attitude of being in the bottom.
Yeah. No, I like just take it for what it is. Like, accept it, accept the critiques, do what you gotta do to get yourself out of that like ditch and keep moving on.
Yeah. But I'm devastated because my absolute fave, Denebola, got eliminated. Especially because I was like, damn, we don't get to see these amazing runways anymore from her. But I felt it coming because I'm like, ooh, once they gave her that acting challenge and she was in the back and we didn't see her, I was like, damn it, she's gone.
Yeah. I unfortunately think when it came to performance, it's not her forte. But look wise, like that department, she absolutely like ate all the girls up.
Correct. Which, you know, I think I guess this is like a something, maybe a word of advice for like the alternative queens, is to try to get outside your box when it comes to like doing things like performance wise, when you know that it's maybe not be your strength. And it's the same thing on the opposite side, right? For the girls, it's really pretty and it's like pageantry. Try to get a little edgy. I think it's work on the pieces that you are not really strong in. That when you do get to the competition, it's not like vastly different.
That like work on your weaknesses enough so that like you can get through the challenges. Like, you don't have to become the best at them, but just enough so that you can survive.
Correct. Right, like because what I don't like, especially from a viewer, and I know it makes great TV and it makes for a great episode, but sometimes I feel bad because it's like you have the queens who excel in a particular area, and then you have the ones who bomb. And it shouldn't be that big of a contrast. Yeah, not everybody's going to do great in every single challenge because that's what the challenges are for. It is to push you outside your comfort zone, unless you are like a Sharon who like is amazing at everything.
Literally.
Like, right, I mean, sorry. Unless you're like Sharon, who's amazing at everything, then yeah. But I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the other ones who aren't Sharons. It shouldn't be that big of a contrast. Who else? Like, yeah, Sharon is the only one that actually like was like the
Carmen?
Bianca and like bulldoze. Yeah,
Not to the
sort
level
of. But
that
I think,
Sharon did,
yeah,
but I think she still, like, she really outperformed the girls that first season. Um, who else? From España, I think that's really the only one who we've had that, like, completely, like you said, bulldozed the competition. And it was like, there's no way she's not winning. Like, everybody knew that from the start.
yeah. And also season 2 had some stiff competition. It wasn't like Sharon was like the only really good one, and everybody else
No,
was like boogers.
at all. That top 5 was amazing.
Yeah. And so and what I like about this season in particular, and the reason why I bring that up is because it is, well, some of the wins are a little misplaced in my opinion. Like, no shade to this season, season 5. I feel like they are just giving girls wins just to make it seem like they're being on an even playing field, and I don't think that they should. I think they should give the wins to the people who actually deserve to win. Like,
Mm-hmm.
give it to Satine. Satine could dominate the competition, y'all. It's okay.
See,
Like,
yeah, see,
nobody big upset.
that's the thing though. Like, I feel like us as viewers, and I think everyone agrees, Satine is eating those girls up. Like, she is doing really well at all the challenges. So I don't think anybody would be upset if she was the one getting most of the wins, because they're like, no, if it's deserved, it's deserved. Like, yes, we don't like it when it's blatant like favoritism and they're just kind of pushing a girl, but I don't think that's the case here. I think she's just naturally good at everything, and if that's the case, give her wins, because it feels like she's being shammed a little bit.
It really does. Now, mind you, right, she was top 2, and then she was in the bottom, and she almost got eliminated. And then after that, she's literally been high or she's won every single episode so far.
Mm-hmm. Because she's really doing that. She's the moment.
I think she just needed to say, "Listen, I'm here. So like, you guys want me to be here? Listen, I'm gonna be here." I think that's all. That's all it needed. Because sometimes when you're one of the oldest ones in the competition, you kind of get defeated from like to look at like all these younger bitches here. Like, shit, fuck these younger bitches.
Yeah, and I definitely think she had a moment in the second episode where she was just kind of over it and wanted to give up. But now that she's overcome that, I think, one, I'm grateful that she did, because she's been doing amazing so far. And I think she's going to continue this kind of upward trajectory until the end. And I can absolutely see her taking the crown if she doesn't give up.
Yeah, I also like, true, but I also like that the judges didn't allow her to feed into that. And I thought that was really great.
Yeah, they were like, nope, we're not going to let you go down like that.
All right. Now, I have to say that the following episode was really, as a whole, like, no shade, was my favorite episode, though. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed the episode.
Yes, I think with this episode, I think what was really great about it was, obviously there were some comedic moments, like the mini challenge, which was very unhinged. I'm very happy that at least Drag Race España is keeping these unhinged mini challenges alive. But there was also some very like emotional, heartfelt moments with the guests and them kind of talking about their stories, and the queens also bringing up their stories, which I think was very needed. It was a good mix of like emotion and comedy.
Yes. I put this here because I want to talk about how they view each other. Because so obviously
some
the
of
mini
these
challenge,
I could not tell who they were going for at all.
At all.
Like
no.
Ferran with Satin. I was like, that's Satin? I was like, girl, what? I was so confused.
I mean, España for the future, try not to make them black. I'm just saying. Just other than that.
Did they?
They're black.
But I think
they have blue bodies. It's blue bodies and they're like black faced. Like, it's not intentional blackface, but I'm just like, it's just weird that there's nobody black. And so it's like, of course they don't look like them. But I just like, this is odd with their, like, the things are black with the wigs. It's just so funny. It's like, this is so unhinged.
It really was.
Because Daphne's, who the fuck is that?
That's her. That's how she sees herself. Which I thought was funny because I'm like, wait. So they mentioned that in when they were announcing what the rules were. They're like, if you get yourself, you just do yourself to a self portrait. So when Satin unveiled hers, I was like, oh, she got herself. And then I forgot who was it supposed to be. I don't even remember who it was supposed to be, but it wasn't her. And I was like, oh, well, it looks more like you than the person who got you did you.
Because Ferrance does not look like Satine at all.
No, at all.
Who got? Yeah, and then who Nyx did La Udia, right?
Yes. No.
I think did she not?
Yes. Is that the one with the mustache? Yes. Yes.
Yes. And then Margarita also got herself too.
Did she?
I think so. I think Daphne
No.
and Margarita got the
Oh, I
each
think
other,
Daphne
like, got
was the only
themselves.
one. I think Daphne was the only one that got herself.
Really? I thought they said that Margarita got herself too, though. But they was like,
No,
oh, it's
because
Margarita.
I think Ferran had Margarita.
Oh yeah, that does look like Margarita with the
No,
pigtails.
girl,
I don't know. I just thought it's just interesting to see how they
no.
like viewed
Wait,
each
sorry,
other.
not Ferran. Sorry, not Ferran. La Caudilla.
That's who got.
I think
That's
that's
who got Margarita.
I don't remember, girl. We
I'm
should
telling
write
you,
this down.
we really should have because first of all, I don't even. I was confused because they was like, "Oh, this is so and so," and I was
I'm
like,
like, how
"No,
can
it's
you tell?"
not. Like, no, it's not. It really isn't."
Yeah, it was.
But
They
it was so unhinged.
very, very much so.
Nah,
I
but
live for mini
Ferran saying
challenges
that
like this.
was no. Ferran saying that was Satine was really funny. Satine was like, "Where, girl?
She was
Where?"
like, my nose does not look like that.
It's like, "Where, girl? Where?" But also, I think this episode is where I didn't like Alexandra like really getting mad at Laka Uvia for being in the like either what she was like being in the bottom or was not or was in the bottom three but got saved. Like I didn't appreciate her coming for her because at the end of the day, it's not Laka who said, "Oh, like I'm gonna be in the bottom and then I'm not gonna be up for elimination." The judges said that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, no, I have mixed feelings about when girls kind of have that sore loser mentality. Overall, I don't like it. I get it. Like it's a lot of pressure. You're in that in that environment in that situation, and it can get to you. But like, learn how to control your emotions, girl. At least fake it.
same. Felt that.
All right. So the actual Maxi challenge this week was an improv challenge where they basically got into pairs, or for one of them, it was a group of three, and they had to sell an apartment to one of the guests. What did you think of the challenge?
I really love the challenge. The reason why is because improv is all about yes and. But one of the key factors in improv is you have to listen. And so there is no right, like I was about to say there's no right or wrong way to do improv, but there is.
Yes, there
But
is.
with these challenges, there's no right way to just jump into the challenge. You have to go with the flow and you have to listen. And so this always, to me, it separates the queens who fully understand that concept, who know when to get their moments, and other queens who know I could take the back seat, but my moment will come, and then I'll just jump back in. And those who do it really well, do it really well. And we saw that with Satine. Satine dominated that scene, dominated the whole entire thing. And I felt bad for Alexandra, but at the same time, there was moments where Alexandra could have joined Satine, but she missed the opportunity.
Yeah, honestly, I think the only queen who really excelled this challenge was Satin. She was the only one who was able to do improv correctly and make people laugh the whole way through. She had an idea, she had a story going into it, and she was able to execute that, but also adapt to what was going on. In contrast with Alexandra, which it just kind of seemed like she was so set on the idea she had in her head, and she didn't want to delve away from that, and she was just focused on the nun and kind of that story. And it was just, I think it was a huge contrast between her and what Satin was doing. I think overall, there was a really big missed opportunity with all the girls, and a big aspect of what the challenge was, which was sell the apartment. A lot of girls didn't do that. They kind of ignored that. And you saw Supreme and the guest judge just kind of being like, well, they're not selling the apartment. Like, there was like 3 girls, one in each group, that really tried to do that. And that was Satin, La Codilla, and Nyx. Like those were the only ones who were like, "Hey, let me show you this. Like let me walk you around. Let me show you this. Let me show you that." The other girls were just kind of more focused on being funny and not really selling it.
Yeah. I think they're in the group of three. It's hard because you have it's four now. It's actually four different personalities,
That
and
was
so
a lot.
it's chaotic AF, right? What happens is queens get so caught up in like improv that they're like, I'm just gonna act crazy and be chaotic and be neurotic, and that's not improv. Improv, you can do a lot, which is listening and then just joining in, and anything that the person says, you say yes and right. You never say no in improv, and I think a lot of them was just like silently saying no because they were just doing something else instead of going with what the storyline was really taking them. Like I
Yeah.
saw that Nyx was trying to guide them into like really being able to get into the real estate and selling the house, and she stayed into the character. But Ferran and Margarita was doing their own thing.
Yeah, that. I think my favorite, one of my favorite moments the whole episode was when Nick sat down on the couch and she was like, "Yeah, look, it's comfortable." And then she like falls in. She's like, "Look, it's a sofa bed." Like that's what improv is. Like just go with whatever's going on and make it funny, make it work. Um, Ornella was over it. You could tell she was over it. Like it was chaotic. It was a lot. Like there was a lot going on. So in her face, you could tell she was over it. And like I felt that I was like, oh, that girl does not want to be there right now. And that was absolutely
Mm-hmm.
valid. That was absolutely
Yes.
valid. I did not understand Daphne's character. Like why she's so aggressive. I did not get that.
The guest judge said, "Why she's aggressive?" The
She's
guest
like she's
judge,
threatening her. Why is she threatening her? That made no sense to me.
like,
She just
it
kept like wanting to
didn't.
square up, and I'm like, why? I thought she was supposed to be drunk, not like a fighter.
I don't know why she thought that she was going to be a butch lesbian. I was
No.
confused.
I don't know. But La Codilla's like blonde dummy. I lived for it. I don't think she should have been anywhere near the bottom.
Lived for her blonde dummy. Lived for it. And also the big ass titties worked.
No, they did. There was one thing she said. Fuck, what was it? But there was one thing she said during it that really made me laugh because it was just so out of left field and it made no sense. But it made sense for the character. Crap, what was it? She said like one word, I think it was, or like a sentence. And I was just like, oh my god, that makes no sense, but it makes sense with the character. I forgot what it
Hmm.
was.
And I don't know. But then Satine and Poopy, oh my god. Those two, oh, they just need a show together.
They
Those two,
do.
brilliant.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Like,
The way they were volleying off each other. And then the Satine's improv when it came to the dead body on
oh
the
my
bed.
god.
I think that was the best example of the contrast between her and Alexandra because she was like, "Yeah, look, sit, it's comfy. Like just ignore that. Like don't worry about that." While like Alexander's in the back, like, "Bitch, you didn't take care of mother." It was like I think that was the biggest contrast between like or the best showcase of the contrast between the two and the way they approached the challenge. Sati was just having fun with it while Alexandra was trying to execute what she had pre-planned beforehand.
Also, Satine was selling the apartment.
Oh, the bitch was. She was like, "Look,
Like,
the couch." She was selling the fuck out of that apartment.
selling the apartment because that was what the challenge was.
Hmm.
Sell the apartment. This apartment is a hot ass mess. Nobody will buy this, but sell this shit.
Yes,
And that's what Satine did, which was good.
exactly. All right, now let's get into the runway, which the theme tonight was Barajas Españolas, so it's basically Spanish playing cards, which are different than like the American ones we're used to. So first up is La Caudilla. What'd you think?
I like this. I think this is over. I really enjoyed this look. I didn't understand the reference at first, so I was like, wait, because I heard
Oh,
all I saw
you
was
have.
playing cards, and I was like, wait, what? And then I had to rewind, and it was like Spanish playing cards, and I'm like, oh, okay, totally different. Okay, got
Yes.
it. I really enjoyed it. I thought this was over. I think she looked great. It was very creative. I love this wig on her. Love this.
Okay. So I think this is a yes, ma'am. I think it's solid, especially with what she's referencing. Like she literally does look like the image taken out of the playing card come to life. It's just not my favorite look. That's it.
Okay.
It's a good execution. It's just it didn't wow me necessarily.
And what card is this?
I don't know the names of it. I grew up playing these, so my uncle taught me how to play Spanish playing cards when I was like 8 or so. But he did it secretly because my parents hated it because they were like, "Oh, it's gambling, blah blah blah." Even though we never like actually played for money or anything like that, but they were very much against it. And my aunt used to tell him like, "No, stop teaching him." because his parents are gonna get mad. Like, you can't be teaching him these things. Like, his parents don't like it. He'd be like, it's okay, it's just fun. And then like eventually she bought into it, and like all three of us would play, but I couldn't tell my parents. And then when they found out, they were very pissed. Uh, but I don't know the names of the figures or anything. But it's I think it's like the version of a jack. I'm not sure. But this
That's
is
what I was
literally
thinking.
like it's literally like that card come to life. Like, it's very literal. That's why I guess maybe didn't wow me, because I don't think she elevated it or kind of added to it enough to really make it her own. I think it was just more of a direct inspiration.
Gotcha.
All right. So next up we have Nyx. Ooh, no, not Nyx. Daphne Mugler. And her inspiration was, so one of the symbols on the cards is just a sword. But I'm pretty sure it's a gold sword, not a silver sword. So I was a little confused. What would you think of the look?
I give it a yes, ma'am. I thought it was a good look. I think she looked nice. I see the inspiration from the card, right? Like I get it. I wasn't for some reason, like my brain always just went, even though it said Spanish playing cards, it went to tarot cards for me, and I'm like, oh, okay, like. I don't know why, like my brain went to tarot cards, and I'm like, well, this is a really great imagination or reimagination of a tarot card, and I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know where you would have like a playing card that would be this violent, but I was intrigued.
I give this uh I give it a meh. I think she looks cute. I think it's silhouette wise and kind of bodysuit wise, it's something we can expect from Daphne. It's not really thinking outside of the box for her. I think it's basically just a leotard. She kind of like stuck swords two in the back. Again, I'm pretty sure the daggers and the cards are gold, so I was a little confused as to why they were silver. For me, this just didn't scream playing cards to me. But she doesn't look bad.
Okay. I was like, she gonna kick somebody's ass, but all right.
Yeah. All right. So next up we have Nyx, and with her you can see she kind of went more of the typical like cards that we're used to, like more of the American ones, which I was a little confused by because they did specify Spanish. But either way, what'd you think?
This is a yes, ma'am. This is a different. This is what mostly like on the lower yes, ma'am. So it could creep into soft, ma'am. And the reason why is one, you said it. This is the only one to me resonated with like an American version of a playing card. So like I was like, oh, I know what this card is. Like I've seen this so many times. But again, I was like, if it was supposed to be Spanish playing cards, so she kind of missed the mark. I thought the spray paint just looked a little cheap for me, but I didn't mind it. But still, I thought compared to the other looks, it just looked a little too arts and crafts. As a whole, I like it from afar, but the more I get close to it, I don't like it. But it's still a yes, man. It's a very soft
I
yes, man.
If I didn't know what the category was and I just saw this look, it would absolutely be a yes, ma'am. I love the graffiti on it. I love the red with the white. I love how she incorporated some of that red into her hair and sprinkled that in. I think she looks great. But knowing what the theme was, I think it kind of takes points away. And so I'll give it like a soft man because these are not Spanish playing cards. These are like the poker cards we're used to.
Yeah,
This is
it
very
is.
like Queen of Hearts.
Very much so.
All right. So next up, we have Margarita Califata, which is essentially kind of the same look that La Caudilla was going for, but she put her own twist on it. What do you think?
I like this. I give it a yes, ma'am. To me, this is like David Bowie. I didn't see
Oh,
so
I can
much
see
of like
that.
a Spanish playing card, but I did understand that she was going for the same look that Laca Odia was going for because I see that it's literally the same colors and it's a through line between both of them. I just
Mhm.
like this one is a little bit more edgy than Laca's. So this one looked more like she took inspiration from the card and she made it hers versus Lockup was like, here's the historical context, here's the card, I'm going to recreate the look. So I liked it
Yeah,
for two different reasons though.
yeah. This was a yes man for me. I like that she made it her own. Like you could absolutely see what the reference was. Um, the only thing I really didn't like about this was that horse she had with her. I think that could have been created in a way that fit better with her look. Because I don't think the
Mm-hmm.
actual aesthetic of the pony or whatever, I don't even know what the fuck to call that thing, necessarily fit in with the aesthetic of the outfit. But the
Mm-hmm.
outfit itself, I think, was amazing. All right, so next up, we have Ferran. What are your thoughts?
This I gave it a yes, ma'am. I thought it was different. I enjoy it. For some reason, I like. Obviously, I don't know the Spanish playing card that she's referencing, but to me, this gave me Jack in our deck, like the American deck, and I liked that. I said, that's what I took from it, and I was like, maybe that's kind of what she's channeling.
I honestly cannot remember a card that looked like this. So I was a little confused. This was, to me, was more like Nyx, who maybe went with just playing cards in general rather than Spanish playing cards. I think it's a cute look. I think it's solid. For me, when I saw it, I didn't necessarily think Spanish playing cards, but maybe that's just me forgetting one of them. So overall, it's a soft, man. All right. And next up, we have Satin Greco. What are your thoughts?
I thought this is over. I thought she looked amazing. I thought this look was great. I'm not sure if she was an actual card versus being like all of the cards. Like she was like a deck of cards.
No.
Maybe she is a card.
So one of the symbols in the Spanish playing cards are gold coins. So like, you know how like we have like the clubs and the hearts and all that stuff? Like they have like
Gotcha.
daggers and swords and like coins. So that's where the gold coin comes from. So for me, this was a yes, ma'am. I absolutely got what she was referencing, and I thought she looked amazing.
She looked good on the runway. And she looked expensive. And that's always
Yeah.
great.
Wait, did I say yes, ma'am?
You say yes, ma'am.
Over.
Oh, I was gonna say
Yeah.
wait. Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
was
like, wait, did I say yes, ma'am? No, it's over. Like, she
Like-
looks great. The gold coins on it and the way it kind of fizzles out. The cards in the back with her face on them. Like, the attention to detail with her is always so impeccable. I live for her.
live.
All right, and finally, we have Alexandra. Ugh. Why do I always fuck up her name? Alexandra
know.
del Raval. What'd you think?
I gave this a no, ma'am. I did not enjoy this. I didn't like it. It was oddly shaped to me. I don't know. It was something weird. I didn't get the same connection to the other looks that I got, to this look that I did with the other ones.
I also gave this a no, ma'am. I, one, hate this shade of green. Like, to me, it unsettles me, and I don't know why. But, like, this, like, pickly, like, lime green, I absolutely hate. Disgusting. Don't ever want to look at it again. I think she was going for that same kind of gold look that Satin was going for, but obviously she executed that way better. I just don't get why she went with this green. I don't remember that being a color in this. Oh wait, no, I think it is. I think it might be a color in the playing cards of. I need to look at them again. But either way, I hate this color.
You don't like chartreuse. Because this is chartreuse.
I don't know, but like looking at it, I'm just like, oh, like this is the.
Yeah.
When I think green and I say I hate green, this is what I mean.
Yeah, chartreuse. You don't like chartreuse because chartreuse has a little of like yellow tints to it, and that's what makes it. And I don't think that's what you like.
Maybe.
Because I don't think you have a problem with green. Like the color green, it's fine. I don't think you have a problem with green.
Is this
but
chartreuse?
I don't think you like.
No, this is like
You
lime,
don't like
right?
chartreuse. That's
I don't
lime.
like this.
Yeah.
I don't like this either.
No, lime is a little greener.
So then, what the fuck is this?
Chartreuse. Chartreuse has yellow tint.
Oh yeah, well, I don't like that either.
Yes. So that's why this feels more on the yellow side, but yet it's green though. But I think that's what you don't like. You don't like the yellow in it.
Maybe, I don't know. It's ugly. It literally, honestly, to me, it literally looks like a dress made out of pickles. Like even with the shapes on it and everything, and I'm confused as to why.
No, it's not a good look.
All right. So we find out that the winner is Satin Greco. Satin Greco, rightfully so. I think she was the funniest. She executed improv the best, and also out of all the contestants, she's the one who executed the prompt the best, which was sell the apartment. And we also find out that the bottom three are La Caudilla, Alexandra del Raval, and Ferran. And we also find out that last week's eliminated queen, the Nebula, gave her heart to La Caudilla, and obviously she saved herself. She's like, bye, I'm not lip syncing. So that left Ferran and Alexandra to lip sync. What did you think of the lip sync?
I thought Ferran ate her up. I thought Ferran did better.
You think so?
I think so.
I think they were pretty evenly matched for me. Like I don't think there was a clear winner, and I also don't think there was a clear loser. Like I could have seen this being like a double save situation.
No, it was not a double save. I disagree on the double save. I see on the no clear winner situation, I can see that, but I don't see double save. If
Well, maybe
anything,
maybe not double save, but I like again. I just don't think there was a clear winner or loser necessarily.
I thought Fernand did better. And I honestly would have preferred that they sent Alexandra home because this was her like second time or third time in the bottom. And
I will I will agree with you that I think I would have rather seen Alexandra go home. No shade to her.
no shit
It's
at
just
all. But
it's just I think story wise and no, yeah, I would have seen rather Alexandra go home. I think just for my aesthetic and the kind of the aesthetic I like, I would have preferred Ferran to stay.
also, I mean, like we're gonna send Fedon home, being her first time, like or second time in the bottom, or first time fully in the bottom. Like, no.
I mean, listen, these producers be
I
doing what
mean,
the
they
hell
did.
they want with these eliminations.
I
Because
mean, they did
we're
it
about to get
to
into
Nebula.
UK.
Well, they did do that to Janebula, but I get that because at the end
Yeah,
of the day, Janebula was not bringing any drama. She wasn't, which is unfortunate that sometimes producers like they keep you around because you're like, oh, you bring some drama to the episode, and so Janebula, everybody liked her. She was great. Also, I saw that Janebula was going to give Lako Udia like her heart. Like out
hmm
of the people that was left, to me, it's just like that's the one that she had more of a like a personal connection with. So I was like, yeah.
So an interesting thing I thought was how upset and petty Ferran was. Like I did not expect that from her, but she was over it. Like she was very upset, rightfully so, that she got eliminated. But I did not expect her to react in that way. Like her switching was that Castellan she was speaking? I'm not sure what she was speaking. Honestly, I meant
She's
to
from
look that up.
Valencia, and they have a different dialect of Spanish.
Yeah, is it Castellan? Castellano? Castellano, whatever the fuck. I'm not sure
May
what it is. But she like instantly switched to that. She's like, I'm not speaking Spanish anymore. And then her mirror message, I was like, ooh, she mad. She said, 1, 2, 3, everybody together, me la pelan. I was like, ooh, she
she said
mad.
that she said that she was upset because she was speaking their dialect and she made an effort to speak their native tongue, but nobody tried to make an effort to do that with her. And then she's like, so they're just going to kick the only one from Valencia out. And a part of me is like, you know what? I get it. Representation. It is
Yeah.
important.
See, yes, I'm not going to downplay that. I just, for me, it's like it's white people still talking about representation.
It is, but you'd
So
be surprised, like
I know. So I'm
the
not trying
different
to like
parts.
downplay it and like make fun of it, but part of me just thinks it's funny and that it's a white person talking about oh we need representation and getting upset that she's not being represented. Um, yeah, work.
They're still minorities. It's just weird that they're
Yeah, it's
like the like what would we can like the Canary Islands.
mhm.
They are like that's the ghetto. As what the queens be so like how they be talking about it on the show. Like they be throwing so much shade at the Canaries, and we be like, why? Because
Those
what's the
queens are
problem with them?
everything. Those
But
queens
the way the
are
but the way the main
drag.
but the way the mainland queens be talking about them, I'd be like, damn.
That is true. Yeah,
Like what they do. Because remember, Setless, and who was the other one that we had? Who was Setless's drag daughter? Was it Drag Volcano?
Drag Vulcano was one of them. That was season one, right? Yeah, that was season one.
But
And there was one on season three, the bald daddy. Fuck, what was his name? Oh,
I don't know.
he
You
looked
know,
good. I forgot his name.
and you know you're horrible with names. I don't know why you even tried. But the Canaries, right? Like the queens from the Canary Islands, they get a lot of shade thrown at them too from the queens on the mainland. And then I guess if you don't come from like Barcelona or Madrid, like then you just like shit.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to me how like they all speak Spanish. They may speak
hmm
different variations of Spanish, but they're white people, and they
Listen,
are
you can.
like they're minorities, which is so weird. It's so interesting.
It is, and I don't know. Part of this is probably problematic and wrong of me, but it's hard for me to see them as minorities because to me, like Spanish people or people from Spain are just colonizers, like white people that speak Spanish, like in the sense that like they share the same. No, I don't even want to say that because that's not true at all. But at the end of the day, they're white Europeans who colonized the world.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, true. And in
Well, not
retrospect,
them.
right?
Yes, yes, yes. Obviously, not them directly, but like ancestor
Right.
wise.
What I think is really interesting is when I hear them speak Spanish, because and how like that language has evolved, right, in the different dialects. Because do I understand them? Yes, sometimes. But sometimes I'm
Sometimes.
like, what's that word? I'm like, sometimes what's that word? I'd be like, what's that word? I'm
No,
like,
yeah,
that's not how you say that.
So what's interesting is I understand like 95% of it, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Even like when there's like sometimes I do need to rewind so I can hear it again just because of how fast they speak or with the accents. I don't necessarily understand what they're saying right away. But once I'm like, okay, that's what she said, I tend to understand it. But there are definitely some words where I'm like, what the fuck? What does that even mean? But also interesting enough, like I'll usually have the subtitles on in English. So just in case I miss something and I don't feel like rewinding, I know what was said. Those
Mm-hmm.
translations are way off. Like you really are not understanding fully what they are saying, and I think it's a disservice to the queens because sometimes I think what they say is super funny, and then they translate it into something super generic. I'm like, no, that's not what they intended to say at all. But I
Yeah.
guess work.
Yeah, like what I understand mostly when the queens who are not technically from Spain, when they start speaking Spanish, like I understand them. Like Crystal, I understood Crystal the whole entire time that Crystal was there. Like when Diamante was on it, understood her. But it's the ones that are not like technically from Spain that I'm like, oh, I get them. I understand them. I know exactly what they said like 99% of the time. But these
Because we
other
hear
ones,
those
I'm like,
accents. We're used to those accents here in New York. We're not used to when I say Spanish, I mean like from Spain accents like here in New York. Like we don't see that
mm,
often. I am used to it a little bit because I've worked in places where like there's a lot of tourism, so we get a lot of tourists from Spain, and then they start speaking to me, and once they realize I know Spanish, they're like, "Oh, perfect, we can speak Spanish to you." And honestly, Drag Race España has actually really helped with that because sometimes they'll say things, and if it weren't for Drag Race España, I would have no idea what they meant. But Drag Race España has taught me a lot of words that help me out in real life.
listen, they speak Spanish that you find in the Paso a Paso book. Like
I remember,
it's
oh god, I remember those books.
yeah, that's the Spanish that they speaking on the TV show, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's taking me back to elementary school when they touch us the Paso a Paso books. I'm like, oh shit, like which I always used to get upset at the professor. I'm like, that's not how you say that. Like
See,
that's not
I
how you say that.
took, even though Spanish is my native language, I had to take 7 years of Spanish because in middle school, like it was just forced upon me. And then in high school, that was the only language they offered in my school.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to take 7 years of it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I learned very little in those classes because I would just ignore what they were saying because they just confused me. Like when they were like, oh, you have to subjugate this and like this in the present tense and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't think about that when I speak Spanish. I just speak
No,
and it comes out the right way. And everybody would be like, well,
listen,
how does that make sense to you? I'm like, I don't know. I literally don't think about it. I just speak and it makes sense and it's the right answer.
I'm
That's all I can tell you.
listen. I'm not gonna say autobus. Like I'm not gonna say that.
Like, with the
That's
guagua.
not in my like it's guagua for me, and it's always gonna be guagua, and then it is what it is. So I'm not gonna say autobus. I'm sorry, and I'm not gonna say bus. So I'm
I say,
definitely not
I,
saying
I,
that.
I say boost. I don't say wawa.
Like I'm not saying autobus. Like I'm not doing that. To me, like no, nobody's saying that. But listen, this was our recap of
That
Drag Race
was the
España.
weird rant. I don't know how that came out.
I mean, but it was a really good rant though. Like
It
it made
was, it
sense.
was,
If
it
you think of
was.
it.
Yes.
Like friends, did you enjoy our rant? But it really made sense. And if you're listening, I'm sure you're probably finding this moment to be really funny. But as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a single episode of No Ma'am. Until next time, friends. Bye.
Bye.